Not at all. We can go do this after we done with the show.
I'm down. I'm down. We gonna make that happen. We gotta make that
live
happen.
stream it too. I've been trying to be in the studio. Hey, listen, y'all. I got like 3 songs right now. You know what I mean? You call me little KD, baby. And the tweet blew up.
If you didn't pursue football, do you think you would have made it to the NBA?
You know what? Yeah.
Not
I'm
there,
from Tennessee.
you know?
I like the trucks too now. You know what I'm
Okay.
saying?
No.
Go up in the gravel sometimes. Go camping up in the mud.
For sure.
Safe to say I'm the biggest, the largest. Been stepping up since my mama stayed in them apartments. Regardless, my daddy told me keep the heat even when I'm in foreigns. I'm heartless, cause these niggas is hating on me just because I'm the biggest, the largest, the biggest, the largest. 30K on my riches for hard times. These niggas just mad cause they in my archives. Jordan came back to the 4-5. If you play, then you lay right there by your...
All right, welcome back to another episode of the Sit Down with Malik Wright. For the first inaugural episode this season, I'm sitting down with star Cincinnati Bengals wide receiver Tee Higgins. T, it's a pleasure, my man.
What's going on? Appreciate you for having me, bro.
Yes, sir, man. I've been waiting to sit down with you for quite some time. Appreciate you making it happen. Shout out to my guy Joey, Rico, for making it happen as well. But I want to jump right into it, my man. Obviously, you're back here in Cincinnati, right? A lot of Bengals fans were on the edge of their seat. They were pumped when it happened. I was pumped when it happened. A lot of people were excited to have it because you mean a lot to the city. So I wanted to ask you, what does it mean for you and your family that you get to stay in Cincinnati?
Yeah, man. For one, it's close to home.
Yeah.
You know, it's only about 340, you know, back to home. So that's good for the family to come up and, you know, visit me, watch me play, and things of that nature. But at the same time, bro, I grew a love for the city. You know what I mean? As everybody know, I grew up a Cincy fan, you know, all because of, you know, the one and only AJ Green. Shout out to my boy. But man, and I bought into the culture here. You know what I mean? And you know, the fans are just, you know, unbelievable how much they care about, you know, the Bengals, not just the Bengals, the Reds, FC Cincinnati, you know what I mean? And you know, the culture here is great. Their sports scene is amazing, and you know, I love it.
For sure. Now, I got to ask you this. You talked about your love for the city. What would you say is your favorite part about the city?
That's a good question. Probably my favorite part about the city, it's not the chili. I think I want to say how quiet it can be, you know, not in downtown, obviously, but like, you know, on the outskirts, maybe in Kentucky, maybe like up there by, you know, Coleraine. It's a little quiet. I like that. And it's not too much going on, you know, out here. You know what I mean? It's a city life, but it's not LA or, you know, Chicago or anything like that. So
now, you know, I feel like people have a misunderstanding about Cincinnati, right? You hear a thing about Cincinnati and you know it's in the Midwest. It's like, oh man, it's cornfield and whatnot. Cincinnati's completely different, right? That's when I first came to Cincinnati, it was about 2017. And I fell in love with the city. I knew this is where I wanted to be. So when I was trying to figure out where I wanted my business to be, I said, man, Cincinnati sports fans die hard, right? They support their sports fans. And I feel like it's an underrated, untapped sports market too. I really do believe that. So more of a personal question, right? When we talk about impact, what kind of mark do you want to leave? Like, what should people say about Tee Higgins when it's all said and done?
Obviously a great football player, guy that, you know, wanted to, you know, give back to the community, obviously, you know, with my football camps. Because, you know, me growing up, when I went to, you know, pro athlete football camps, it light me up, you know what I mean? And I was happy to be there, you know, it impacted me at a young age. So that's all I want to do is impact the kids out here, you know, in the city. You know, people don't, you know, kids don't get to see or hang out with pro athletes all the time. So, you know, when I throw camps like that, I really interact with them, you know, talk to them, you know what I'm saying? Let them pick my brain. I might pick their brain. I might tie their shoe. You know what I'm saying? That could just make a kid's day. And, you know, that's what it's all about.
For sure, man. I love that, brother. I love that. So what would be your advice to young people that, you know, trying
advice,
to be where you
my
are?
advice would be, you know, just, you know, when things get hard, you know, just keep motivating, like just keep going. You know what I mean? Try to beat that challenge 1-0. You know, that's how I go about things. And so
I'm big on having a motivation, so to speak. So, you know, the whole purpose of this show was to get people an inside look, an in-depth look on the athlete, you know, beyond the face mask, beyond the helmet, jersey, the whole 9 yards. So what's your why? Like, what drives Tee Higgins?
As a lot of people know, my why is my mother. You know what I mean? all the things that she's been through with her life. You know, she's been through a lot. So, you know, my why is just really just wanted to make life easy for her.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because Lord knows what she's been through. And bro, it's just, I mean, I can get really deep into it, but you know, and I don't want to do that. I start tearing up and stuff, you know what I'm saying? But, you know, just making life easy for her and just keeping a smile on her face. And, you know, by me seeing a smile on her face every single day, it just keeps me motivated, keeps me going, keep doing what I do.
For sure. This month is men's mental health awareness. What would be your advice to, you know, men that might be struggling with mental health, things of that nature?
Like I said earlier, you know, what I try to motivate the kids. I went through, you know, mental health issues. I want to say my first few years in the league.
Yeah.
And you know, me talking to people, you know, I just try to beat every challenge that I go through, want to know. Yeah. You know what I mean? And, you know, that would be my advice to those guys. Try to beat those challenges, want to know, because it can get very difficult. And you can get in a dark place. And that's where I was at. And, you know, I was able to, you know, obviously talk to somebody, because just by talking to somebody, it could be you, it could be Joey, it could be Rico, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It don't matter. Somebody can lift up your spirits and that could change your life. You know what I mean? Sure. And, you know, talk your problems out. That's what I would say.
For sure, man. For sure. I'm gonna get a little lighter, right? A lot of Bengals fans have had this fascination about your jellyfish, right? And so one of the questions people wanted me to ask you was, one, what is your favorite jellyfish if you have one? And two, like, what sparked your love interest for jellyfish? Because I only saw jellyfish on SpongeBob when I was growing up. Yeah. Right? I was never really into jellyfish and stuff like that. But.
Well, I don't really have a favorite kind. I just, if we're being honest, I was watching TV one day and it was a commercial, and on the commercial was some guy having pet jellyfish. I'm like, you can have pet jellyfish? And I tweeted, I was like, I want jellyfish, and the tweet blew up. So I'm like, I gotta get jellyfish now. And ever since then, I've been looking into it. I just be like, dang, these things actually smooth. And I actually bought them, had a tank, and it was a nice home decor. I'm like, dang, this fire in the house. You know what I mean? And ever since then, I've been liking jellyfish.
Have you been to the Cincinnati Aquarium?
You know what? I haven't been to I haven't been yet since they put the new jellyfish exhibit in. You been?
It's crazy.
All right, say less. I'm gonna go tap in.
It's crazy. It's really. Yeah, I was shocked to see how many like different kinds of jellyfish. I mean, they're small. They're huge. I don't know the difference.
See, the last time I went, they just had the moon joints.
Okay.
Moon jellyfish.
Yeah, no, it's complete.
They got a variety.
Got a whole floor dedicated to it.
Oh yeah, I got a
whole floor dedicated to it. And I was like, oh man, it's just crazy. I was there just like I want to say about a month ago.
Okay. Then.
Yeah, it was pretty cool.
I gotta go see that.
So, you know, how does Tee Higgins, right, define success? There's many ways to define success. Some people define success via money, right? Via wins. How does Tee Higgins define success?
I define success, I wouldn't even say money. I wouldn't even say win. I just would say just being happy. You know what I'm saying? Being content where you at in life. You know what I mean? And that I feel like that's really it for me. Just being content where you at in life. Seeing your family happy. You know what I mean? Whether it be your cousin, your second cousin, your third cousin, you know what I mean? When your whole family get together, you get to see everybody with smiles on your face. I'm just like, this is a successful family.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And I just love that.
Yeah.
So
now you talk about obviously happiness. Where's Tee Higgins is happiest though?
Where am I the happiest?
Where are you the happiest?
Obviously on the football field. That's one of them. I don't know if you knew, I love cars.
I did not know that.
I'm really into cars. So when I'm out driving my cars on back roads, I'm zoned out, turning off my phones, and I'm just enjoying my drive. So I love that. Just being around, family, obviously, and just being around my friends. You know what I mean? So
now, first and foremost, that's cool. What do you have a favorite car that you like?
Yeah.
What's that?
Dodge Hellcat.
Dodge Hellcat.
Yeah.
You got one?
Of course.
Man, I might have to look at one of them one day. I recently look, man. I just got mine. I got a Chevy Silverado 2024, big old truck. Man.
I like the trucks too. Now.
I'm not there.
From Tennessee.
You know?
I like the trucks too. Now, you know
what
I'm saying? Go up in the gravel sometimes. Go camping up in the mud.
For sure.
Yeah.
So, what would it mean to you, right, to deliver a championship to Cincinnati?
Man, it would mean a lot because I know how much it means to the fans here. We got a taste of that, and what was it, 22? Was it 22?
Yeah, it was 22. It was 22.
We got a taste of the Super Bowl. We won the AFC, so we know what that feel like. Yeah. But we got a taste of that Super Bowl, and I could just see it in everybody's face, like leading up to the game, man. It was just so much joy in the city. You know what I'm saying? Everybody. You know what I'm saying? Everywhere I went, it was just who they, man. And it felt so good, not because we was winning, because they were so happy to see us succeed, you know what I'm saying, for the city. And that was amazing, bro. For
sure, man. I'm sure that a lot of Bengals fans, number one, they don't love hearing you say that, but they would love to have a championship, obviously, in the city. What is it like playing with Joe Burrow and Jamar Chase, and how do you guys like hold each other accountable and like motivate each other?
Yeah, bro, it's amazing playing with those guys. Yeah. Obviously, two of the best guys that do it in their position. You know what I mean? And we push each other, to the fullest. Like today in practice, Jamar's pushing me because I woke up a little later than I usually do. I was a little tired, meetings, tired at practice. He was like, nah, bro, you got to tighten up. Like, we out here getting better. You know what I'm saying? That motivated me. I instantly tightened up, you know what I'm saying, started getting on my shit. And, Joe, with him, he not really of a vocal leader, but he'll come to me and Uno and tell us when we need to, step it up, or, you know what I'm saying, he'll come to us, be like, let's hang out sometime and, kick it and just talk about life, not even football, just talk about life, watch the games and things like that. So, it's a brotherhood, you know what I mean?
For sure.
And that's all we want.
For sure. Now, for those people that don't know, he was really good at basketball in high school, right? I got to ask you this. If you didn't pursue football, do you think you would have made it to the NBA?
I mean, I can't. You know what? Yeah.
Yeah.
You
sure?
I feel like I would have had a good chance. You know what I mean? Especially if I would have worked on my skills and like I did with football, I feel like I would have had a good chance. So
I got to ask you this because it would be wrong if I didn't. Who's your GOAT, man? People talk about Bron, people talk about Jordan.
Yeah.
Some people throw in Kobe. I'm not there, but I got to know who your GOAT is.
Me, personally, I'm gonna have to say LeBron. Okay. That's my era. You know what I mean? Obviously, I know Jordan was a great player. You know what I'm saying? He was the GOAT back in his time. But right now, it's Bron for sure. Yeah. You know what I mean? And I mean, that's just what I grew up watching.
Right.
So
I agree.
I've seen highlights of Jordan. Great player. Obviously, one of the best. Second best.
I agree. I'm there with you. I think people have a hard time letting go of the old guard. I do. I think. But so you obviously got this new crop of NBA players. It's kind of a weird NBA finals, right? You got the Oklahoma City Thunder versus the Pacers.
Who you got?
I think the Thunder are going to win.
Okay.
I'm rooting. I like Tyrese. I like the Pacers. I'm rooting for them because I just think that, honestly speaking, I think Sam Presti built a hell of a team over there in OKC, and I think that they're stacked. But I would like it for the city of Indiana, dealing with what they're dealing with. That would
be good for them, what I'm saying? But OKC, they young. They got some dogs.
Yeah, man. You know what's crazy? I don't even think Chet Holmgren has reached his potential. And people are, I feel like Chet, I feel like Jalen Williams, I feel like Shea. I even like Isaiah Joe, who comes off the bench. Yeah. I think those guys could all be stars and studs in their own right if they got their own team. But it's gonna be an interesting fight. Who you got?
I got OKC.
Got OKC?
Yeah, I like Shea game, and you know what? I really like Jalen Williams game.
Yeah,
that's who I think that's who I'm liking the most for real. This whole like NBA series, like bro, Jalen Williams has been killing it.
Yeah, it's
all playoffs.
Oh my God, it's been crazy. You got a chance to go to any games this season?
I want to go to one in the finals.
Go to the Pacers. It's crazy.
Tickets so high, bro.
Come on, you got it though, brother.
Fuck that. It tickets too much.
Man, it's crazy, man. We were out there for LeBron when LeBron got the game winner. He tipped the basket in. We was out there for that. So it's been crazy. So I gotta ask you this, right? You think I could beat you 1-on-1 in the basketball game?
No.
You don't think so?
No, not at all.
Man, what about 3-point contest?
Not at all.
Nah. Look. Listen. I'm a good shooter. I can shoot.
Not at all.
I can shoot.
We can go do this after we done with the show.
I'm down. I'm down. Listen, that's space and opportunity, isn't it? But no, in all serious. What about 2K? You think I could beat you in the game of 2K online?
No.
No?
Nah.
T, you can't give me one. I can't.
Nah, you gotta show me.
Oh man. All right. We're gonna arrange that. Joe, we're gonna make that happen, bro. We're gonna make that happen. We're gonna have to make that happen.
Stream it too.
We're gonna have to make that happen. 3-point contest. He's 6'4", and I can't. I'm 5'10".
Bro, I'm telling you, I got a burner, bro.
I'm telling you, they call me the modern day Luke. They call me Luka. That's what my friends say.
They used to call me little KD back
then. So I gotta ask you, speaking of Joey and Rico, what is it like working with CEG?
Bro, it's amazing, bro, because what they do for the community here, bro, is unbelievable.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? They all about giving back, and I love that about them.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Joey, my rookie year, Joey came and met me and he was like, bro, you know what I'm saying? This what I do, this is what we do.
Yeah.
And I was like, damn, that's dope. You know what I mean? And it's amazing to see.
For sure, man. Now, I guess my final question for you, Brandon, I appreciate you being so gracious with your time. What's something people don't know about Tee Higgins that they would be shocked to hear? Like, you can sing. Can you sing?
I can't sing.
Can you write music? Can you rap?
I can't rap. I've been trying to be in the studio.
You could freestyle.
I've been trying to be in the studio. Listen, y'all. I got like 3 songs right now. You know what I mean? I might drop them real soon.
I don't know actually, because they said last time we were sitting here, Dejan was like, Jermaine got songs in the stash too.
That boy Jermaine, he actually he can do a little something. Yeah. Okay. You know what? He can. But for me, I do a little rapping on the side with my boy. But that's really it.
That's really it.
Yeah. I play video games.
Okay.
I mean, people know I stream sometimes. So.
Man. And T, I guess what's one last message for Bengals fans? Something to excite them for this upcoming season?
We got something in store this year. We definitely gonna come on this year strong. Do not plan on starting slow. Definitely plan on starting fast this year and making y'all proud for sure. So
appreciate you, man.
I appreciate it.